Hi guys, welcome back. All right, Taurians, here we go. Let's take a look and we're going to ask what's been hidden from Taurus. It's been a little different for each zodiac, that's for sure. Sometimes it's like life path, destiny stuff. Sometimes it's love. It's all over the place. We have the planet Uranus, which is associated with one's potential for sudden change, enlightenment, and awakening. Okay, so what Taurus may not know is that there's some pretty big stuff coming up. This could be like an unexpected jolt of inspiration that changes Taurus's whole trajectory of life. This could be a moment that is coming or that has already occurred, and the ripple effect could like propel Taurus. Yes, it could burst the bubble, but on the other hand, who wants to live in a bubble anyway? Like I feel like Taurus is going to have like this mind-opening moment where they could see things in a different way, or suddenly, it's like they go through a portal. That's actually really cool. We have a message from the sixth house, which is the area of work, health, and duty area of life. Okay, so these two could be connected or they could be two separate messages. Let's take a look and say if something is about to change in Taurus's world, or the thing that has been hidden is, coming in from that energy of, Uranus. And Taurus might want to look up their placement and, as far as like their Uranus connection there, but the potential for sudden change, enlightenment, and awakening. Ooh. So we have got either a moment of an argument where there's going to be like this really like, oh my God, I had no idea you felt that way. Well, I had no idea you felt that way. This could be two people that have actually been in conflict and neither one has meant to be in conflict. What seems to have been hidden from Taurus is somebody on the other side of the door has either like felt the exact same way as Taurus. Like maybe two people got pitted against each other, and this is going to, become like this total, like, what do you mean I didn't say that about you? What do you mean I didn't say that about you? Oh, somebody told us stuff that wasn't true and made us not like each other very much. This is fantastic. This is a very positive breakthrough. When Taurus has had Five of Wands, talk about breakthrough. This is two people who thought that they were in conflict. I think Taurus has believed somebody was mad at them. They have believed Taurus was mad at them. And I actually think neither person has been mad at one another. I don't know if it just got stirred up or they got divided somewhere along the way. But in truth, I think Taurus and this person have such similarities. They actually probably have like good vibes toward each other. This is not two people who are hating each other, but there's we literally have the Four of Wands and it is sideways. Okay, very nice energy. There's nothing here that says Taurus and this person hate each other. In fact, Taurus and this person are very similar individuals, and I think this is what's going to be revealed. What's been hidden is just how similar they are. And maybe this is why they started out by having some perceived conflict. Maybe because they do operate in a similar way. Sometimes, the people that we are most like, they will read things into scenarios the same way we would, and we don't even realize that. I definitely feel like there was, this is against a backdrop of some big melee, some big, like uh, either work related issue or a situation where there's lots of people, or heck, this could be two people that thought they were on opposite sides in the realm of politics, right? Politics are so ridiculously, like, I think it's aimed at keeping people from being able to be friends with each other. It's ridiculous because one on one, pretty much we can get along with each other just fine. But when we separate into these big groups and start to, like toe the party line, which most of us don't actually believe in any of the full extent of any party line, and then we have all this conflict between our, our neighbors, our friends, or the people that we care about. I just think I refuse to buy into that. I believe in one-on-one relationships, and I think people are much more similar in their mindsets because we all need the exact same things, right? We all actually care about each other. I think that is a human trait. I think we care about each other at the baseline, and so we shouldn't let ourselves get divided from that. I'm just giving that as an example. You know, doesn't matter if anybody agrees with me or not. That's just my opinion. But I feel like it turns out Taurus and another person, I'm not saying it had to have been something like politics. I just use that because that's such an easy, stereotypical thing that polarizes, right? But here we have characters that at the fundamental layer, they actually are exactly the same. They believe in harmony. They believe in building something stable. They have kindness in their hearts. Taurus and this other person, they never really were that different from each other. And I just think this is so beautiful. This could be a rift amongst family members or amongst lovers or amongst colleagues, co-workers, where they both thought the other person didn't like them. Remember, if we're going to apply this also maybe on the sixth house, it's the area of work, health, and duty area of life. So maybe this is more work related, but now we brought in what is often considered to be a card of marriage. Maybe this is somebody that Taurus was like, oh, I can't stand this person at my work. They think this way, I think this way, only to discover we don't think that differently. Sometimes two people can have a slightly different motive for what they believe, but they actually believe the same thing. And now it's like, oh, wow, I actually really respect you. Wow, we actually have the same common ground, which is, oh, yeah, we're all human and we actually do care. I mean, these are characters that want balance, they want productivity, but this could also be the budding of a romance with someone who previously it seemed like, oh, I'd never get along with them. This is great. This is like kind of my favorite types of stories is when we get characters who had different viewpoints that start to understand each other better and find that commonality that we all share. But it also shows us how things can blossom from fighting and arguing and stagnancy and conflict to, wait a minute, you're just like me? You mean, wait a minute, you're actually a pretty beautiful person. And I am too. And we actually could really build something lovely. This could be a husband and wife that were having conflict, maybe just in the household, maybe thinking that they were mad at each other when they weren't. Three of Pentacles. This is characters that absolutely are going to be able to work together. And work can be anything. It can be the stuff that we do in business to earn money. It can be, everything in life takes work. A relationship, they always say takes work, but let's just say life takes work. I almost think that two people were never mad at each other. They just had either a bit of a misunderstanding or they were pit against each other. And this is them overcoming that and realizing you care about me the same way I care about you. This could be a workplace romance that's about to get started, though. This could be two people that thought that they were, like, oh, you're my enemy, in the workplace. Like, we'll never be able to work well together. And shockingly, it turns out that maybe they both have strong personalities. I mean, Taurus doesn't give up their opinion easily, right? Taurus is not going to be weak-minded in any way, shape, or form. But on the other hand, Taurus is very, benevolent, very, able to see another's perspective. But it just seemed like these two thought they were in conflict, and it turns out they're not. They have so much more in common, and they both want something better. They both don't want to fight. They both want progress. Ace of Pentacles, very different energy. This is harmony coming into this relationship, and let's leave it at that. Whether it's a relationship in work or whether it's a relationship, in the household, or whether it's a newly budding romance, there is a completely different vibe between Taurus and this person. They have each other's backs. They respect each other's opinion. They know they both bring something to the table. They know that they're not trying to be in conflict or insult one another or say, well, you don't know what you're doing, only I do. That's not at all. I think two people felt like the other one was saying, you're not good enough at this. You don't know what you're doing. And I actually think they both thought the other one was saying that to each other. And that's never what it was. Eight of Pentacles. Everything is about, oh my God, we actually work really well together. Maybe because we are strong-willed, strong-minded. Maybe because we are independent thinkers. But you put two people together that actually prefer collaboration, that have good hearts. And they both have drive, and they both want to make a better world, a better life, a better love story. And now that they're in sync with each other, man, I just feel like so much can be accomplished. I think these two go from thinking that they are adversaries to being one another's best supporter, recognizing you got so much talent in this area. I love to see you do that. You do it so well. And the other person's like, babe, you got mad skills over there. Like, that's my man. That's, look at what he or she can do. We get the Page of Pentacles. I definitely think these two are working toward verbally, because this is our message, our messengers, they're verbally going to start giving each other more like feel goods. I think this is the underlying thing. It's so important, especially because they're such similar, powerful people. It is so necessary that Taurus and their partner, or Taurus and their colleague, soon to become partner, learn how to give each other those reassurances like, this, God, you're amazing. Love your creativity. It's sincere, but it's like they needed to learn how to talk to each other. Yeah. And we have a Page of Swords and we have the Secret Library. Both of these characters have felt like amazing energies toward one another. Both of these characters have had incredible, like, kind things to say, incredible, supportive things to say. But sometimes those words don't leave their lips, so it's all been kept in secret. We got a Page of Wands in the reverse. I don't know that Taurus and this character are particularly excellent at, expressing certain things, or maybe they're not particularly excellent at describing what they need. I think everybody needs the feel goods. Everybody needs the especially from somebody that you like or respect, or somebody that you work with, or somebody that you're in a romance with. It's nice to hear somebody tell us that they like what we do, or they like something about us. And I just feel like maybe it's hard to like explain that, but I kind of think that these two have the same love language. Remember, they're cut from the same cloth. I don't think Taurus nor this romantic partner, and we're going to go ahead and shift into full-blown like romantic energy, even though it did start out with possibly work related. I don't think Taurus nor this person are particularly good at fishing for compliments, or openly saying, I sometimes need to hear you tell me that you like me. I don't think either one will ever say those words, but this is that turning point where it's like, what would happen if we made an effort? And maybe a good thing to practice would be any person that we're interacting with, practice on strangers, telling the people, the barista that makes your coffee so good, take a sip of it before you walk away and be like, oh my God, this is so yummy. You are so good at this. Thank you. You just made my day. Little tiny, you're really thinking it, you're feeling it. So why not just get in the habit of saying those complimentary things and practice it on non-romantic relationships, or practice it in the day-to-day life a little bit more. Let people know that they're, whatever that, look, I suck at bagging my groceries. And if there is a bagger at the grocery store and they bag for me, let me tell you, I always, 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 I'm like, thank you so much. You have no idea. I don't know what it is with me, but I am incapable of bagging my groceries in a sensible manner. I squish stuff. I break up my bags. It's a mess. And I'm always like, especially, I don't see how it fits together very well. That's just not where my gift is. And yes, I sincerely love the fact that someone bags my groceries for me, and I am very appreciative of that. And I always tell them, you have no idea. My bananas will not be bruised thanks to the fact that you have competencies that I lack. It's, sometimes those little compliments, telling somebody that you appreciate the things that they're talented at. There's all kinds of different skills, different ways that people's brains work. Like I said, spatially, that is not my thing. I cannot read a map. I have to turn the map over, and then I have to turn myself in the direction of the map to be able to read a map. I have no idea why I have like a meltdown in that area. That's not where my gifts are. So if we recognize that everybody has something that they bring to the table, maybe this is saying, let those secret emotions and secret thoughts come out. Those positive secret thoughts come out. And that may be the other thing that's hidden, is that I think somebody admires Taurus like crazy, but maybe they haven't been good at telling Taurus that. But I also think Taurus doesn't necessarily realize that somebody else needs to hear it too, especially in this partnership, to discover that two people are so much more alike, and two people were both thinking the same thing. I guess you hate me. I guess you don't want to talk to me. And that was never even true. This is two people that can get their relationship back on track, can maybe build better relationships in their own community, and can possibly like really develop even like a better way to, when you're able to like verbalize like true compliments, or just let somebody know like what you're really thinking about them, which is, how many great opinions we have of people, but we never tell them. You think of it like, how many times have we eaten like a really fantastic meal and we didn't leave a good review at that restaurant, and yet we're like, oh my god, it's the best food ever, but we didn't leave a good review. So that chef doesn't know how good it is, that that business doesn't realize that we absolutely love their food. It would be great to go back and say, what things have I enjoyed, or what people have I interacted with and it left a good memory. Did I tell them that? It just feels like it's the language aspect that has been hidden for a while, and that is causing problems. But to practice getting comfortable saying it, like to a romantic partner, might be good to practice it with non-romantic people as well. It's the thing that I don't think Taurus nor this other character has necessarily, um, or maybe it's just one of them that isn't that proficient at it, or sometimes it feels a little goofy to walk around and tell everybody all the things that you like about them. But in this story, it just says it might be a really lovely, simple practice to get into that could really sustain this relationship and reinforce every day, like, I'm happy I'm with you. So I kind of just loved this story. I loved the support of this. I loved the gentleness of this, and I actually think it brought up a really nice, simple thing that kind of makes the whole world feel more valuable. Something so simple to do. All right, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I appreciate you guys so much. All right, take care. Bye for right now.